Hey guys, it's Barry here, and thank you so much for watching this video. Um, I'm sharing this weird thing. Don't worry about this weird thing. I'm sharing my screen now live, so it looks a little weird. It looks like a mirror inside a mirror. But anyways, I'm gonna share my screen now, and I will tell you what's this all about. Look, I've been doing some research on FTC compliance, okay, and I was searching for some videos of lawyers and what people say from their experiences about FTC compliance and what happens if your website is not compliant to FTC guide. Okay, so I mean FTC's rules and regulations. So here are some videos on YouTube that I will later share on my blog. So don't worry about them. No need to search on YouTube. You can get all of them on my blog, and my blog link will be somewhere near this video, wherever you're watching from. Now, what I found is a very interesting find. Okay, so there's Frank Kern. If you know Frank Kern. If you don't know Frank Kern, then where are you? It's internet marketing. Anyways, if you don't know Frank Kern, it's very simple. Just go ahead and search about Frank Kern. Who is Frank Kern and what he does? Well, basically, Frank Kern is an internet marketer, one of the oldest ones, and uh, he's known as one of the top paid internet marketing consultant, and he works as consultant of multimillionaires. Okay, and if you want to know more about him, just go ahead, Google his name, or find on YouTube a lot of videos and a lot of websites raving about him. He has some products as well. This is Frank Kern. As you can see, this is his images. Pretty cool guy. His uh, videos, even his sales videos, are pretty amazing. So this is Frank Kern biography. Wiki and Wikipedia. This is wikiwarrior.com. Okay, and you can see some details here that his earnings 2.1 million estimated in 2012 and total earning 28 million, years active 11, and his product launches, motivates, influence, personal life, all this stuff. Now why Frank Kern came into this video is Frank Kern was once sued by FTC, Federal Trade Commission, okay, for one of his products, and he described his experience, the whole experience, in his mass control blog. Now this blog post is pretty long. You may not want to read everything, or even I started in the previous video, when I started this same video first, I started to read all this and I got bored. Not bored, actually, it's too long, okay? And he describes everything, how it happens, why it happened, what actually triggered this this legal action against him, and what he did, and how he failed when he fought against FTC. He totally failed, and he lost $100,000, and he lost all his money. So he gave his personal advice, and I suggest you really seriously take care. I mean, read this blog post. On if you don't have time, no issues. What I have done is I've taken a screenshot with the software, using a software, screenshot of this, important screenshot of this blog post, and I'm going to tell you what, as a summary, okay, what he described, which is pretty enough, because the most important thing is compliance, not what Frank Kern said, and that's what Frank Kern also said here. Okay, like this is the first page, the Frank Kern FTC, what it's like to be sued by FTC, Frank Kern FTC. Okay, so what is it like to be at FTC? It blows. Okay, now secondly, he say that for the love of God, do not take anything I say here as legal advice. Number two, everything I say here is my opinion and is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know how getting sued by FTC can be entertainment, but still he said entertainment, it means entertainment. Okay, now here's I'll show you the screenshots and the important paragraphs or points where you mention that. Actually, what happened, he was attending a class for real estate licensing. What he did, even he doesn't know, he thought that he should do, so he started, and the class was boring, and something showed up in his mind. Okay, that a product idea, internet marketing product idea. So the product idea was some PLR products, right? Resell Right products, Resell Right ebooks, a bunch of ebooks. He thought that let's pack them up, let's bundle them up, and separately they would cost $80 to someone, and if they buy a bundle, then they would get in $47, and at the same time they will they will get some videos on how to on FTP, how to create blogs, how to create websites, and use this a bundle, okay, in their business using a website, all these things together in a bundle. So he started to sell as resell rights. Now what happened is, as a super genius part, I don't know what you mean by genius, this is a funny genius, you can say, or Joker's genius, gesture genius, something like that. Anyways, super genius part is, here's what happened. He had three types of rights for so if you bought Instant Internet Empires, that was the name of the product, Instant Internet Empires, from me for $47, you could read all the ebooks, watch the videos, and learn some stuff. Number B is set up separate websites that sold each of the ebooks individually, keeping 100% of the money, using the included website templates that came with the ebook, or by creating your own. And number C, the third one, is set up a separate website that sold instant internet buyers as a bundled package and keep all the money from each sale. So now you tell me, if you were given a quiz, or a multiple choice quiz, and asked which one of these triggered Frank Kern to get sued by FTC? Well, the answer is C. Number C. The answer is C. Set up a separate website that sold instant internet empires as a bundled package and keep all the money from each sale. Because what happened is, why C damn stupid? Because the bad part, within a few months, there were gazillion websites doing business as Frank Kern. So other people were selling in his name, and they're saying this is Frank Kern's. I mean, this is from Frank Kern. Frank Kern is selling, but those websites were not. They didn't belong to Frank Kern. Second one was a bad stuff part 2. Some people started sending spam using my name and promoted their internet marketing empire websites that also had, you guessed it, my name on it. So people were using spam. People were spamming using Frank Kern's name. Simple. Now, where it gets really awesome, some people were calling the customers, and they wanted to charge $4,000 coaching packages with mentor and everything. Okay, that was not, of course, from Frank Kern stuff. And Frank Kern he says here that he had no plan, and still till date he doesn't have any plan for telemarketing or so. Now what happened is, after all this happened, back in 2003, when actually he got sued, somebody came from FTC, somebody visited him, and he was in his lawn talking over telephone with someone, chatting maybe, or whatever, and somebody handed him, are you Frank Kern? Yes. And he handed Frank Kern 7 pounds of paperwork. Okay. And now here's what it said. Okay, in a shortcut, it said, "Dear Mr. Frank Kern, you are screwed. Sincerely, the FTC." I mean, this was the summary. So what happened is, they thought they have taken his product as a pyramid scheme, which was absolutely not right. But FTC is FTC. Whatever they said, they meant it. And just pyramid scheme. They said it's pyramid scheme, and it became a pyramid scheme. It looked like a pyramid scheme, and yes, it became like that. So what happened next? So Frank Kern borrowed $100,000 against his home, got really stressed out, and eventually settled out of court because he knew that he would never win. But you see what happens here. So my damn lawyers in Atlanta wanted to get a cut, so we did a bunch of useless paperwork stuff to the tune of 100K in legal bills. Wow. And then I gave and they're gonna give the FTC all my money. Speaking of lawyers, here's something that will amaze you. What happened is Frank Kern got his website reviewed before by another lawyer, but unfortunately that was his family tax lawyer. So he had no idea, absolutely no idea about FTC regulations. So what this man saw and said that it looks okay to me, but this okay was not good enough for FTC. So there's the learning. Don't use wrong lawyers. Now here's what I learned from this experience. What Frank learned, he said in step by step, one by one. We will not read everything. We will write only the main points. And you don't have to be a star baby to be in my show. Okay, so here's the point. Here's the point. It doesn't really matter. Whatever your explanation is, that you didn't do it, somebody else did it, this was not your product, this was not sold by you. No. Here's the point. It doesn't matter. I believe that once the FTC even thinks you are the bad guy, you are screwed. Okay, you can technically even be right or still get into trouble. Now, again, saying that it mentioned company, other companies were doing, I didn't like the product, worst complaint. The customer said, the customer's complaint was, the worst complaint was, I didn't like the product. That was the worst complaint. And because I'm totally OCD, I don't know what OCD is, when it comes to customer records, I was able to show that all of the 8 people who actually did business with me had received full refunds. And one of them even thanked me for having good customer service. And guess what? That doesn't matter. The FTC is the FTC. The best course of action is to try to be obnoxiously compliant with their regulations. If you get on their bad side, you will not win. So, okay. Now, the next page says a disclaimer number 2. Disclaimers don't matter. Okay. So here is what one of Frank Kern's friends told me that who worked for FTC before. He said that FTC pretty much thinks that if you have to have a disclaimer in the first place, you are probably doing something wrong. Well, that also I didn't understand, because this is a part of their regulation, that having a compliance, having a disclaimer in place. Then why would they think like that? I didn't understand. But Frank Kern thinks this way. It's okay. Now the FTC is a compliant driven. Okay, they think about customers. They think about customers' experience. Okay, so their first consideration is customers. If the customer experience is good, they're good. If not, probably they will go bad. So this means that you need to treat your customers like gold. Okay. So now number 4 is, if you're worried that what you are doing might get you into trouble, you probably will. So hire an experienced FTC attorney, not everyone else, not a tax attorney, not anything else at all. Hire an FTC attorney to look over your stuff and then do what he says. And that's a good advice, I believe. Now, number 5, if everyone else is doing it, then they're a lot worse than you. You can still get into trouble. Look what happened. FTC came in and kicked major ass. He was talking about the what was that? Fake blog selling, weight loss crap, and scammy biz opportunities. Back in 2009, I guess. Okay, so look what happened. FTC came in and kicked major ass, and I'll bet the guys who got sued were thinking, wait, why us? Everyone else is doing it. Really doesn't matter. FTC is no joke. Don't press your luck. Now, number 6, for Christ's sake, get a good lawyer. Okay, I recommend here, Frank Kern is recommending, I recommend you have an attorney who is familiar with FTC regulations review your stuff. Do not use your family's tax attorney. Do not use your buddy who just got out of your law school, and do not hire an attorney and ask, how do I get away with this? Instead, ask, how can I make absolutely sure I am being 100% compliant with the law? Okay. So, guys, this was it. Okay. What I suggest you go ahead and read through what FTC asked for and FTC wants from your website, from your business, whatever you're doing online or offline, whatever. Just be compliant with FTC's regulations. Okay, we don't really want to get sued like Frank Kern. This is no joke and no experiment, and I never ever want to write a blog post like that from my own experience, and I believe you don't either. So, go ahead and study well what FTC wants from us and just give it to them. We are not actually giving anything. What we are doing is putting some confirmations on our websites. Okay. However, the way FTC wants, simple as that. Okay. They may ask for some pages, legal pages. Go ahead and do that. Okay. They may ask for something real, nothing untrue. Okay. Don't use wrong informations. Use the right informations. Do some real stuff. And one more thing is very important. Keep records of whatever you're doing. Keep records, because if by any chance, we don't want that. Okay. If by any chance something bad happens, you have to show your records, what you did, how you did, and what was your customer records, your customer service, how did your customer evaluate you, okay, what they think about you. So always keep records on what's going on, what you are doing from since last 3 years, 2 years, whatever. FTC can find you wherever you are, even if you are in France, even if you're in Europe, or you're in a third world country, or even you're in US or wherever. They look for US customers. Basically, they look for the experience of US customers from you or from your business. But still, they can catch you anywhere. They're really powerful, and you may possibly get. We don't want that. Nobody wants, but still, just from your bank that your account is frozen. Okay, or from PayPal, your account is frozen. You don't want these things. These videos from this FTC lawyer talks about all these things. I'll put a link of these videos on the blog, and just go ahead all this and be 100% compliant to FTC regulations. Okay, guys. So best wishes. Thank you very much. This is Barry. Do your best wishes. Take care and take action. Bye bye.